Hello everyone and welcome to another cup draw video for the PCN. That's what we say around here and that's what we are here to do. So this draw is for the Season 16 preseason cup draw. Um, Obviously season is right around the corner and tomorrow night is our preseason cup. So just a quick overview of the teams involved. It's going to be all 60 teams in PCN. So that is all 20 teams here in Super League as you can see. We've got our 20 teams here in League 1. And we've got our 20 teams in League Two. Obviously, a few new faces and a few teams in new spots based on promotion, relegation, all that fun stuff. And yeah, so tomorrow night will just be a big chance to play anybody in the league, go far, make an impact. And the way it's going to work this season is it's going to be essentially one big, huge bracket. You can think of it as kind of two halves of the same. Basically, we're going to run the first 5 rounds. So the first round through the semifinals tomorrow night, and then a little bit of a marathon. But I think it's really good fun. But then on Sunday, we're going to have the final. So the two teams that are left on Wednesday night, we're actually going to have them play separately in a final on Sunday. It'll be part of the preseason kick or the season kickoff of the Community Shield. Hoping to have some other fun stuff maybe. But should be a good time. We'll have more details on specifically when you guys will be playing and how that'll work out later in the week. But got to get down to 2 teams tomorrow night, and so that is the goal here. So we'll come over to our randomizer, pure randomizer. If you haven't seen one of these before, this is just a great site, randomlist.com. Random.org is another good one. They show your IP though, and don't want to be doing that. So we'll just be doing this here. It's basically anybody can match anybody. And essentially, this will work out where the first matchup drawn, and then the second matchup drawn, so the first 4 teams, basically the winner of that first game and the winner of that second game will play each other in the second round, round of 32. That's just kind of how it'll go. So the team you play, the teams that are drawn near you, are the teams that you could face as you move along, and there'll be a bracket. And all that stuff will be done on the website tomorrow. Obviously, some of you may be wondering, well, there's only 20 teams in each league. That's 60 teams. You're talking about 64. Well, that's why we have these 4 right here. We got 4 buys, so there will be 4 lucky teams who will not have to play that first game, 8 o'clock. But everybody else will be started then, and then obviously any team that got a bye first round, you're going to be playing in that next round. If any teams for some reason do not show, are not available to play, whatever happens, hopefully that doesn't. But in case there is 1 or 2, you just get a bye to the next round. But hopefully everyone is there and ready to go. So I've ran one line long enough. We're almost at the 3-minute mark. This is trademark for me if you haven't seen this before. But let's go ahead and shake off that rust and run the draw. So the first team out is going to be getting a bye, which is always interesting. And could we get a bye versus a bye? I don't think we will. We did. Well, I'm going to rerun that. This is the only time I'm going to rerun the draw the whole time. But I think we wouldn't really make sense to have 2 byes play each other. So in all actuality, it's going to be RB Leipzig. So RB Leipzig is getting a draw in their first round. Next matchup will feature Manchester City. Had a bit of a crazy survival story last season, I heard, in Super League. They'll be getting their preseason cup starting off against League 2 Aston Villa, new side that's come in. Next matchup features the big bad Orlando Pirates, your reigning Super League champions. And they will be facing off against New York City FC. So we've got an all Super League matchup, and none of the League 2 teams who were worried about getting Orlando in the first round will have to do that, but that's a good test for New York. Barcelona is next out of the bag. League 1 team is on the cusp, I think, every season of getting back to Super League, and maybe this will be the season they can do it. And they will start their preseason cup against Santa Clara of League 2. The team has been building for a couple seasons now and has potential to surprise people down there. Next up is Real Madrid, a team that is showing every season that they're a threat to win a cup, which they have done, I think, 3 seasons running now. Top 6 contenders, always a chance for the title as well, and they'll be taking on Southampton, new team down in League 2. Next up is LAFC. Kufavelli has returned to management in the league, and he will be running them this season. And they'll be taking on Inter Miami. So a little bit of a real-life MLS newer franchise matchup right there. Love to see it. Bye 3 is just back again. And surely we're not going to have another double bye. We do not, but we do get bye. We do. We do get a double bye. We get bye. You're Leverkusen. If you're not here for dad jokes, I don't know what you're here for. Bayer Leverkusen gets a bye. Bye, bye, bye. All right, next up is Arsenal, everyone's least favorite team in real life, or so it should be. And they'll be taking on Swansea City, our first ever English Championship team to be featured in the league. But hopefully they will get promoted, be back in the Premier League next season, and we'll see how the Swans do in PCN. Next team up is Sevilla from League One. Twisted Poison has been there for a few seasons now. And speaking of being there for a few seasons, PSG unfortunately had the relegation down to League Two last season, but Stay High is still there, still committed to getting them back up the table where they belong. So we'll see if they can get off to a good start. FC Dallas is next. Lo Rari's second season in charge of that team in League Two, and they'll be taking on an Atalanta team which came oh so close to relegation, or not relegation, promotion to Super League. A couple seasons running now. They've been really good, but will the season be the season they get up? We will see. Next up, Real Sociedad, the Flair squad, and they will be taking on Napoli. It really would have been fun to have the Betis and Sociedad A over Flair after the bat, but it will not be the case. We have Napoli back into League One, first time in League One in a while, so I'm happy to see that. Next team up is Houston Dynamo, second season under TR Shade, and they'll be taking on Brighton, new team in League Two as well. And if you're curious and wondering, it seems like there's a lot of Premier League teams. We are now up to 16 out of 20 of the real life Premier League teams are in PCN. So fun factoid there. Next up, Toronto FC. DD Soul has them in League One, and I wouldn't count them out from doing some good things this season. And they'll be taking on Leeds United. So a bit of a tough task to start. A Leeds United team that will be a little bit different, but I think it's still expected to be quite a strong team in Super League. Next up, Atletico Madrid. Oswald running it back once more. Again, another team from League One that just seems so close to getting to Super League. Will this be the season? Hopefully I can help. I have just signed there, and we'll be taking on DC United, team in League Two. Next up is Boca Juniors, team that was Sporting KC for about a day, and then when we realized that Boca Juniors was finally in pro clubs, we were like, hell yeah, let's keep Boca. So they'll be taking on Valencia, team that has unfortunately got dropped back to League One after that meteoric rise a few seasons ago. See what they can do in League One. Next up is Lazio, a team that has worked their way back into Super League after a really good season under Frokilla. Looking forward to see what they do after they win the promotion final. And they'll be taking on the Leicester City team in League Two, which is looking to do the same in League Two. Next up is Lyon. One of the sadder things is I think this double Lyon relegation is a team that's been in Super League for so long. I've had a tough go of it, but maybe Preston can get it going again there, get back up the lead. And speaking of teams with history, Inter Milan, been in League One for a couple seasons now. Would like to see them back in Super League at some point. So maybe Stunna and his gang can do that. Lille is next. They had their first season in Super League last season, and they'll be continuing on, looking to improve upon where they finished last season. They'll be taking on Atlanta United team, which I think are also looking to improve on last season. So all Super League matchup there. Next up is Ajax, another team that had their first Super League season last year, and they were able to hold. And Gatto has taken over new management, and he'll be looking to do his thing against the Chelsea team that have gone back to League One after a number of seasons in Super League. So we'll see what the truth can do there. Torino is next up. Obviously, one of probably the surprises I would imagine last season coming up from League One. But very experienced squad there. They know what they're doing, and they'll be taking on Sporting CP, who I could be wrong in this, but I'm pretty sure they'd been in League Two their entire existence until this season. They got promoted, now they're in League One. Love to see it. Next matchup will be LA Galaxy. Pretty solidified team in Super League at this point. A little bit of a drop last season from season 14, but I know Bam Bam and the gang are going to be back at it, coming hard in season 16, and they'll kick off their preseason against Everton. Got a new manager down there in League Two. That is a team that kind of like Sporting, just seems to be stuck in League Two, but maybe this is a season that they can get out. Dortmund find themselves in League Two I believe for the first time, a team that's got a lot of history in this league. Hopefully they can work their way back up sooner rather than later, and taking on a Celtic team that has risen very quickly from League Two to League One to Super League, back-to-back titles. Can they continue that upwards trajectory in Super League? We will find out. AC Milan, the namesakes, gotta love them. They're always around. Jigsaw's been there for a few seasons now, and we'll see what they can do this season. And they'll get a nice little bye heading into the preseason cup first round. Next up is Marseille. Please change your name to PCN Marseille in FIFA. I saw that it was Martial, and as much as I love to honor Saul Goodman, there is an E before the I. But anyway, PCN Marseille will be taking on Crystal Palace, who make their return. I think they had one previous season in the league. Didn't go so well, but they are back, and Vape is very happy. Next up, Monaco, one of my old teams. Kaz has been running the show there for quite a while now. He knows what he's doing. He'll be taking on a new Rangers team, led by, I believe, Priceless Jam. Just got that job, so good luck to him in that matchup. Next up will be Benfica. Bit of a resurgence last season after a couple down seasons. Ended up finishing second place, and I think one of the highest point totals ever in Super League. So you know they have title ambitions this season. Taking on a Man U team, which Magic's been there for a long time, and he's still looking for that first piece of silverware. So perhaps this could be the cup, or this could be the season that it happens. Next up is that Real Betis team I mentioned earlier. Your AO boys were able to go from League 2 to League 1 last season, so we'll see how they do there. And they'll be taking on a Bayern Munich team, which are under a new management with Kai and Unique running the show there. Certainly looking like a strong team, trying to get them back up the ladder as well. Just a few matchups to go. Next matchup will get a bye in their first round, and that will be Pumas. So Pumas are getting a bye straight into the second round. Fourth to last matchup, we have the Wolverhampton Wanderers under Portuguese Prince. Had a good season last year, and they'll be taking on Copenhagen from League Two. Juventus Italiano at the helm again, as always, in Super League, doing what they do, and they'll be taking on a Gladbach team, which are looking to get out of League Two this season under Unisolated. I think he's been stuck there a little bit longer than he would have liked. Next up, Newcastle United under Leak, close to going down to League Two last season, but they did survive, and I know he's going to be looking to bounce back this season with a much stronger effort. We'll be taking a Liverpool team, which did bounce back to League One after that title-winning form last season in League Two, which means our final matchup, we have Burnley, and last but certainly, and I mean certainly, not least, we've got Tottenham Hotspur. So that is your Season 16 preseason draw. For those of you who stuck around, I applaud you, and I hope you've been slightly entertained by the ramblings of a crazy man. This is what you can get used to if you like to watch these. Like I said, some of these are going to be live throughout the season. Some of these are just going to be pre-recorded if we don't have the time or the ability to put them live. But I think it's a fun thing. If anybody has any thoughts on what I can do differently, you can keep them to yourselves because I like to ramble and this is my space. So thanks everyone for watching. Looking forward to the season. Looking forward to getting out there on the pitch, seeing everybody. Like I said, the website will be updated tomorrow, but this is the draw for those of you who want to see it and spend 14 minutes of your lives listening to the ramblings of a madman. Outro music.